Good afternoon to all our viewers all around the world who is watching on MAQ TV live. And this is the US Open T20 competition, and we are now into the finals. So we have had 4 days of lovely cricket right here in South Florida, and we are now inside of the stadium on Broward, and inside the commentary box is no other than the great Lenny Archibald alongside Ian Thomas, and we'll be bringing to you the best of cricket right here. We have had some very exciting game earlier on. The Atlanta Fire had defeated the Multan Sultan, which is one of the better team that's in the league. They just happened to have their bad day on the very last chance of making it to the final. You had to win that one, but the Atlanta Fire got the better of them, and so they are into the finals. Also is the Somerset Cavaliers. We have seen them, very great bunch of cricketers. They have been displaying very good cricket right throughout the tournament, and they deserve their spot here in the finals. And the finals will be a 15 over affair, so we're going to be having a lot of cricket around here. So I'll just take it over to Lenny.
Thank you, Ian Thomas. So the 28 teams entered the competition this year, Ian, and it comes down to the final two, Somerset Cavaliers. This is their third final in 3 years. They've won one, they've lost one. Now this could be a deciding one to see where it goes. Atlanta Fire, we just saw them, very determined bunch of individuals. Their catching has been spot on, and they've taken out a big team. They've taken out Multan Sultan. So who would have thought? But we're here for the final stretch. 15 overs aside. Rusty Tehran will be the man operating from the commentary box and he runs in now to bowl to Damian Ebanks. And Atlanta Fire, having won the toss, electing to bat. And Ian, probably a brave decision here from Atlanta to bat first, considering it's been a gloomy day all day.
Well, all I can say that they are a very positive team. They back themselves in this, and I'm telling you, if you did not believe in the term that say catches win matches, well, today you had to, because they took 2 marvelous catch to really get themselves here in the finals. So everything is going their way, so they decided to bat.
So Coach Aslam Khan and Brong, and in fact team owner Aslam Khan and Coach Brong will be quite happy with the way things have gone here for Somerset Cavaliers. They've invested a lot of resources into the unit, as all other owners would have done in this series. But the fruits of Somerset Cavaliers rising to the top. They're in their third final in 3 years. And Atlanta Fire, they've won a couple of big championships this year. They won the 2X tournament down in Houston in the summer. And they also won a national state championship, National Cricket League out in Wisconsin. So they have dominated 2 other major events. And Somerset Cavaliers have won here before. So an equal matchup, tail of the tape. And it's all comes down to 15 overs aside to see who is the better team today. Rusty Tehran has made a relatively good start. Couple of balls, only a single on the board. So the lights are on here at Broward County Stadium. A beautiful facility, Ian, and a facility that has hosted international events of the highest level already several times. And with the news, the Indians seems to be liking this facility. They've come here a few times already.
Yes, so Rusty Tehran bowling, putting his back into it, getting the ball to climb, even though the pitch is not the fastest, but been holding back based on the weather here. But you realize the bowlers, they're giving it them their all, and Tehran is just doing that. Very good delivery, but well matched by Babwa, and Ebanks is now on strike. So good going, good start.
So Damian Ebanks had a good semi-final. Ball sliding down the leg side. Called a wide. The umpires for today's game are two umpires who would have recently made their one-day international debut. And of course, Jermaine Lindo and Vijay Malela. The two on-field umpires today. Ball sliding down the leg side. And Keenar Lewis skips across. Very regulation take. Wide goes Jermaine Lindo. And the disappointment there from Rusty Terran. Not that Jermaine Lindo has made a bad call, but disgusted with himself for sliding down the leg side, Ian.
Yes, but well taken there by Lewis behind the wicket. He's been batting amazing, pretty well through the tournament.
So he bangs. Zakil Hussain having a throw at the stumps, but to no avail as the batsman scampers through, putting 4 on the board.
Well, I love the way the Atlanta Fire is starting off here. They're running pretty good between the wicket, and at the same time, they're watching the ball, playing each ball on the merit. We see Ebanks there just watching the ball nicely onto the bat, just guiding it and just taking a quick single. So the score goes up to 4 without loss, and we're still inside of the first over.
So Shazam Babwa, he's had an amazing history here at the US Cricket Open. He's been here from the start, all the way back to 2009, 2010, and he's not only showed up as a player, he showed up as a captain, as a leader, and has really led team to championships over the years. So that's the man, Shazam Babwa. And today he leads the Atlanta Fire. He's won with the Trinidad and Tobago team. He's won with Smart Choice. And now he comes back in another final. So what an accomplishment here from Babwa, playing in a miss. And the ball goes through to Keenar Lewis. Rusty Terran has had a good series. A man who has recently made his debut for the United States at the ODI level. So he joins a very small bunch of players who would have played one international for 2 countries. Of course, represented South Africa in his early days and now plays for the US national team. Oh, pulled into the onside. Will run away. Couple of bounces and he goes away for 4. So Shazam Babwa, he gets onto the scorecard. Well, in fact, he's picked up 5 runs so far. 1 with that boundary and a single. It's 8 without loss at the end of the first over.
Yes, so we have to give it up to Babwa. He's been leading from the beginning. He's leading all the way through, and the way he's playing, the way he's taking control of his innings in each and every one of the game, that just show you what a leader is. He's leading from the front, and you got to give it up to him. Once a winner, they say always a winner, and I already see he's a winner just getting into the finals. It was not an easy task getting here. They take out one of the biggest team in the tournament in the semifinals to have their spot cemented here in the final, and we just have to give it up to Babwa and his team, the Atlanta Fire. They're really playing their best cricket. They did bring their A game here today.
And Ian Thomas, if you think the accomplishment by Shazam Babwa is an impressive one, Najaf Shah, the captain of the Somerset Cavaliers team, he comes into this final, and this will be his 4th final in 4 years. So it's Najaf Shah versus Shazam Babwa for honors here, as Najaf Shah would have been part of the US All-Stars team in 2016, in which they won. Najaf Shah was on the winning team. And then he was part of the Somerset Cavaliers team in 2017, in which Cavaliers won. And then last year he was part of the Cavaliers team inside edge onto the stumps. Damian Ebanks can't believe his luck. And Najaf Shah strikes off the very first ball that he sends down inside edge onto the stumps. It's 8 for 1.
Well, Lenny Archibald. This is cricket at its best. Just listen to you as you go through the years that they've been here, the winnings and all, and just to see that these cricketers, they are actually producing result over the years, and today they bring it right here in the Broward Stadium for Najad Shah. That was an excellent delivery to get rid of the hard-hitting Ebanks, who we all know would be a valuable batsman for the Atlanta Fire. So as you can see, they're all bringing their best game here. Babwa bringing his best game, and now Shah bringing his best game. A wicket in the first ball. What else could you ask for?
Yeah, Najaf Shah has played at the international level quite briefly, and he's still at this level. He's an effort bowler, runs in and still gives you 100%, and he's led from the front. Sharma is the new man in, and Sharma gets a good delivery, but he does well to get a single here. But Najaf Shah, quite an experienced campaigner, and I've gone a couple of times around the camp of Somerset Cavaliers. He runs a very tight unit. He knows what he's doing. And he himself as an individual, first of all, he's the captain of the team. But along with the captain of the team, he is their opening bowler. So he's got to produce in two ways. He's got to lead, and he's also got to come up with the goods as a bowler. And so he's done both of that, and he's taking care of Damian Ebanks, one of the big stars here of Atlanta Fire. And the way things are here, Somerset Cavaliers drawing an early bit of advantage with just getting Ebanks out of the picture.
Well, for our viewers, as you can see, we have a bunch of talented cricketers here. The pool of cricketers that we have seen here over the past 4 days. You have seen big names from all over the world that is right here in Fort Lauderdale on the Broward Stadium. The grounds here playing their best cricket. That goes to show what type of a competition this is. Cricket at its best, and we're bringing the best out of each player on the field, on the day. So good cricket here.
So Babwa, ball goes down the leg side, called a wide here by Vijay Malela, and I was making the point both Vijay Malela and Jermaine Lindo Ian would have gone a level up in their umpiring career. They are now ODI umpires, with the news that the U.S. team has been granted one international status, and I was part of that series that happened here with Namibia, Papua New Guinea, and the U.S. And Jermaine Lindo and Vijay Malela would have been ODI newest addition to the umpires. So ball cut away. That's a good-looking shot. Tehran will run around, only a single. On a single that brings Atlanta Fire, who I think has made a brave decision to bat first. They're 11 for 1.
Yes, so the umpires, we got to give it up to them throughout this season, or this tournament here. They have made some very good calls in terms of the decision that they make, and we just want to say that, we welcome these two umpires who are able to umpire at the highest level. We can actually see that the cricket is growing here in America, not just with the cricketers, but also the umpire association. We see we're producing top umpires who could stand in a one-day international. So, good going here. It's cricket from a holistic approach. It's all over.
Yeah, and a big production crew on hand, the likes of Rashid, Tassin, Jeremy, and we got Roddy Lalman, and so it takes a big production crew to put on a presentation as this is, and that has really grown over the years. We're seeing live scores and everything else on the scoreboard finally, and fully functional these days. And so the production crew here and the media crew has done a lot of work, a lot of expertise, and they're all professional in their field. So 11 for 1 as Najaf Shah. Look at him. He's a very tall man, and having played at the international level, he knows what he's doing, and he brings to the table some bit of expertise, and he leads a well-knitted bunch in Somerset Cavaliers. So we're beginning to see the drone making its rounds, Ian, and of course we could be provided with some aerial pictures. Here we go.
Yes.
And the drone has come out for the final. Well taken pictures there. Beautiful sight here at the the Broward County Stadium, an international venue.
Definitely, we got to give it up to the media team, ball by ball coverage, the camera, the video, we capture the ball from the bat straight to the hand of a fielder over the boundary. They've been able to follow the ball right to the very stop. We see some ball that have been skied in a high, and the cameraman is that good that he followed it all the way through. And now we have the drone roaming around the field, taking some quality photos. Look at that, beautiful from the aerial view.
Yeah, Tehran runs in again. And ball getting an outside edge. Off the bat of Shazam Babwa, he picks up another run. And Ian, for you to understand how far this tournament has come technology-wise, and the way the production crew has really brought things up to a higher level, you've got to be. You should have been around here in the earlys, in the 2009, 2010. We have moved all the way from scoring on books and just getting just one camera on the field somewhere, and just one bit of lens running the whole show. And so what you see today is really a big leap from 2010, 2009 to what it is today. And you'll have to appreciate some professionals who know what they're doing and getting all those pictures live in live time.
Yeah,
13 for 1 here as Babwa is on 7 and Sharma on 2. And we're in the third over.
Yes, so it's pretty quiet going by the Atlanta Fire at this time. 13 for 1, and we're already in the third over. We know that they'll have to step it up. But in terms of the quality photo and video that we have been able to capture, I'm really loving it.
So Tehran continues to bowl a very good spell. That's the view of the scoreboard. That's a view none of us can ever reach to take a look at. We usually watch the scoreboard from the bottom up.
So you see, we have come a long way, and Lenny being a part of it from, as you say, scoring in book to now where we're digital, and, we're bringing live HD videos and all, looking wonderful here.
Yeah, a little glimpse of the outer pitches. Matches are still playing over there. So playing a miss again from Shazam Babwa. And Eon, you would want to think that that's the aerial view of the whole complex. A very spacey area. And this venue here has hosted international events several times. The CPL has come here a couple of times already, with visits from the India national team. New Zealand has been here, Sri Lanka has been here, Bangladesh has been here, and of course these days used by the US national team, as they have been granted ODI status. And so a wonderful complex, second to none in the United States for now.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
So we're back with the cricket. Tehran. Oh, ball them. So that's the end of Shazam Babwa. He has his leg stump knocked back. And Rusty Tehran picks up his first wicket. It's 13 for 2.
Yes, Lenny Archibald. No, I got to be thinking why they decided on batting, And as we see, they're in a bit of trouble here. 13 and another wicket down. This could mean serious problem in the camp of the Atlanta Fire. That's Babwa being bowled all over by Tehran, who been on his A game, bowling pretty good length ball and right there. And Babwa have his stump been knocked back. So a lot of work to be done by the Atlanta Fire to repair this damage.
Yes, Ian. So they've lost their openers. 2 quality batsmen. Ebanks has gone. And Shazam Babwa is gone. And some other bad news for the Atlanta Fire squad is that Roy Silva has been ruled out of the series. And the last we heard, he's on his way to the hospital, or should have gotten there. They want to check on what could be maybe a broken bone or even a fracture. So if we get a little bit more word on what has happened to Roy Silva, we will certainly pass it on. But the fact is, he's out of the series, he's out of this game. And so Atlanta Fire has been dealt a big blow there as Ricardo Powell comes to the middle at 13 for 2.
Yes, Ricardo Powell is now in the middle, and he's part of the reason why the Atlanta Fire is here in the final. He did get a wealthy 43, and in the last over, he had 3 huge sixes that get them over the 100 mark. So, he is one of them to look out for. Former player for the West Indies, we know him. He's no little rabbit when it comes with the bat. He will hit you outside of the park, and he had displayed that in the semifinals, and now we have him right at the wicket again.
So Ricardo Powell asked to play another big hand here. Oh, that's a beauty of a ball. It pitched and left Ricardo Powell just squaring him up, beating the outside edge. Too good to find the edge, and it goes through to the wicket keeper. What a ball.
Yes, Leonard Archibald. Very good ball there by Teron, running up, and he pitched the ball just leave Ricardo Powell as he lined up that forward defensive stroke. But, I just like the sportsmanship here between the batsman and the bowler. They're still having a good time, even though they're playing against each other. But this is a game of cricket. It's a disciplined game, and it's a game of fun, And just looking at that sportsmanship, even he beat Ricardo all over the place. He was able to go down and touch him and say, "Hey, good ball, man."
Yeah, this has been a certainly a different approach here from the Somerset Cavaliers team. We saw in the early game they've used Akil Hussain, they've used Ashar Zaidi, and they've used the other spinners to start. But this is the first game we've seen, at least in the stadium, in which they have gone for Najaf Shaw pace and they've gone for Rusty Tehran pace. So the approach and certainly the plan has been a different one here coming into the final. And so they come back for a couple of runs. The last time there was a final, it was played between Somerset Cavaliers and California Bears. A game in which Somerset Cavaliers lost by 3 runs.
Well, this year I can definitely say that the Somerset Cavaliers, they have a game plan in each and every game that we have seen, that they take the field, they go out there, they really execute, and you can realize that, they are working off a plan. They're working as a unit, and that has given them the result that they have so far. And we definitely know that for this final, they would have already worked out each and every batsman.
Oh, it's in the air. Has he timed it well enough? Fielder is coming around. Will not get to it. And so a brave-looking shot here from Sharma fetches him a couple of runs. But ball was in the air for some time. A nervous moment there, I think, for the batsman. And certainly the Atlanta Fire teams, Ian.
Yes, so back to the Cavaliers and their plan. So, for them to be starting with their pace bowlers, definitely I know they would have, gone back to the drawing board and look at the team that they're up against, and they would have decided how they would want to use their bowlers. And I'm telling you, they have a lot of bowlers in their lineup and a lot of spinners, but they decided to start with their quickie. And so far, it's been very good results. 17 for 2, 3
So 15 overs a box. A little wave to the drone as he certainly gets a view of the com box here. Hello, drone. How are you? And so 17 for 2 here. Ian, as Ricardo Powell and Sharma tries to rebuild here for the Atlanta Fires. So this is a 15 overs a side game.
Yes. So it's gonna take a little work by these 2 batsmen, to actually put the Atlanta Fire in a position where they'll be comfortable. They lost those 2 early wickets, which mean a little setback. But as you say, it's 15 overs. It's still a long way to go. So let's see what these 2 batsmen have to offer to the table for the Atlanta Fire.
So no ball is the call. And so this will be followed up by a free hit. See if we can pick up what has happened there. It might be a foot fault, no ball. Now it's a good time for the drone to give us a good view as to here Najaf Shah. Well, in fact, that's that's outside of the stadium. That's on the Astro turf. 19 for 2 here.
Yeah, we have the youths that's playing on the outside also. So, we have the adults on this side, the T20 US Open, but then we also have the youths on the outfield. It's always important that we promote youth cricket because, We want the cricket to grow here in America, and the way to grow it is to start with the youths.
So a good comeback from a free hit ball from Najaf Shah. And so no harm done.
It's surprise to see Ricardo Powell having a free hit ball pass without even a bat on the ball, That shows you the type of pressure that's been put on the Atlanta Fire by the Cavaliers.
So the Cavaliers team, in addition to Rusty Tehran and Najaf Shah, we still are yet to see Nevin Stewart. They're stacked up with some very good, in fact, three-leg spinner in Akil Hussain, Ashar Zaidi, and not forgetting Chandrapal Hemraj. So three-leg spinner, Nevin Stewart, and we've seen two fast bowler operating here. So that's a very strong bowl in depth. Ball going down the leg side. Keenar Lewis has done well to save wide. Wide is the call from umpire Vijay Malela as the ball goes sliding down the leg side.
Yes, we have to give it up to Keenar Lewis. He has done amazingly well behind the wicket in terms of taking those wide balls. He's been shadowed by the batsman, but yet still he's able to make enough ground across to gather these balls and saving the extras. And he also comfort with the bat. In the batting, he displayed real skills in terms of picking the right ball to hit and his timing. So good going by Keenar Lewis.
Oh, look at that ball coming back to the right hander all the way from the off stump. Many times, fast bowler, left-hand fast bowler tends to get the ball to move across the right hander. And you look at that delivery when it comes back on the replay. That's a ball that pitches and comes back into the right hander. Look at that.
Yeah, that one cut straight through Ricardo Powell right there. That was a beauty of a delivery. And earlier we were just talking about that bowling lineup that they have, the depth that they have in terms of their bowling department. And it's very good when a team can come in this balance, that they have such a bowling attack, that you could go to anyone. Because at any point a batsman may just take liking to a bowler and you just got to remove him. But when you remove him, you better find somebody who is able to deliver. And that's the good thing about this Somerset Cavalier team. They have depth both in their batting and their bowling, and I really love this Cavalier team.
Yes, Ian, you're right on that. Let's talk about the batting for a second. We still haven't seen the likes of Sean Finley in the stadium. We haven't seen Sean Finley bat yet. We haven't seen. Well, Gajanan Singh is on the bench, and when you look at the bench strength, how do you? Gajanan Singh is not playing on a Somerset Cavaliers team. It just goes to show the strength. And then we haven't seen Ashar Zaidi. He's a top all-rounder on the English county scene, and we haven't seen him bat yet for Cavaliers in the stadium. So it just goes to show the strength of this Cavaliers team, and they're into another final 3 years running, and now they're facing Atlanta Fires.
Definitely, when I came here early and I look at their lineup, and I saw that in the beginning, Sean Finley, he wasn't on that list for the final 11. And I'm like, wow, this team must be big. Then I looked through the team, and it's just name after name after name that, they are capable of giving you even 100 at any given point. So it's a very big team that they have put together here with the Cavaliers. The depth, it's deep in their batting and in their bowling, and I just know that this is a team that is going to be around for a very long time.
So Akil Hussain spin for the first time. He starts well with a dot, and coming into Bolter Sharma. So a couple of wickets have fallen here. That's a good-looking shot, brave-looking shot here from Sharma. They'll pick up a couple of runs at least. Marshall is giving chase. And that's a good-looking shot from Ranak Sharma. Picks up a couple of runs.
Yes. Sharma decided that he have to have a go at it. He went inside out over the covers, and he was able to get 2 runs. And in a 22 for 2, 4.2 overs. Ricardo Powell is still yet to score. If you're wondering, it's Ricardo Powell who play for the West Indies, so he's here in this T20 version, playing for the Atlanta Fires. And earlier in the game, in the semifinals, he did come up with some valuable runs, 43, with some huge sixes.
Yeah, in addition to being a player in this game, Ricardo Powell is a U.S. national selector these days, as this ball has eluded Keenar Lewis. We'll have to wait if there's a signal from the umpire. And in fact, a couple of wides will be added to the scorecard. So 2 more runs here for the Atlanta Fire. And they go up to 24. Ball sliding down the leg side. Take a look. Yeah, Keenar Lewis just getting a foot onto the ball. And so a couple of bonus runs there for the Atlanta Fire. Ian, you thought they made a brave decision to bat first, considering weather interruptions and that in the offing?
Winning the task here, I think if I was a part of a team, I would want to actually bat last in terms of the weather.
Well, the fact is, it may have had a big sense of what has happened in the semi-final. They took their chances. They batted first. In fact, they were sent in. No choice of a toss, so they were sent in by Multan Sultan. And many times, if something has worked, why not go ahead with it again?
I think that's exactly what they did, They came in on that high, They were feeling pretty well. They take some great catches, and they basically backing themselves to do that. So let's see. But at this point, for 25 for 2, I think they're still in a little bother.
So Akil Hussein, he's a player that comes out of Trinidad and Tobago. He plays there at the first class level and with some bit of CPL experience this year. He's a quality spinner, and he joins 2 other leg spinners. Left arm orthodox spinner in Ashar Zaidi and Chandrapal Hemraj on the Somerset Cavaliers team. Oh, a lofted shot, deliberately lofted. And Navin Stewart gets onto the ball. Only a single ball holding up in the outfield. But the intent is quite clear here from Sharma. He picks up a singles, 26 for 2.
Yes, so Sharma seems like he is the one who is going to be going at the ball, allowing Ricardo Powell to look at it, because we know Ricardo Powell, he could change his game at any minute. So as it is, Sharma, he's not getting the full blade of the bat on the ball. We realize some is coming off the outer part of the bat, so he's still having a little problem finding the boundary, but we already see his intention.
Oh. So a bit of inside edge, and on another day would have crashed into the stumps. So today is gone in the region of Keenar Lewis, and so at the end of 5 is 26 for 2. Eon, thank you very much. We'll take a quick break here and bring in Bilal Aslam, who's been with us for the last for yesterday and a part of today. So welcome Bilal Aslam, as the score is 26 for 2 at the end of 5 overs here.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Lenny. So we're into the finals now. Final game, 26 for 2 after 5 overs. And we definitely know it's going to be a daunting task for Atlanta Fire for the rest of the inning. They have to put on a show in order to get a respectable total. We know what happened during semifinal 1, the first semifinal game, Lenny, where Houston Stars struggled big time and their total was chased down in no time. So here we go. Ricardo Powell. Sharma. Let's see. Sharma. To backward square leg. It's diving stop. And throws back in. Stewart is in action. He bowled very well during the first semifinal. And we're looking forward for him to repeat the same performance in terms of bowling. So, Lenny, what do you think? What will be a respectable total here now, since it's been struggled all along for the first 5 overs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want to target 140, 150 is a good score, but would bring some relief to your bowling, just in case a couple of overs get out of hand. So 140, 150 is still a good score, but you look at the current run rate is just over 5, so that might be a little bit ambitious at this point, having lost 2 of their top batsmen, and the fact is Roy Silva, who will take no further part in the series, and so it could be a little bit of setback here for the Atlanta Fire.
Yes, so we do see that it could be a setback, and we also see how they're going about their run scoring. They realize it's a 15-over game versus a 10-over game that they played earlier for a semifinal. So they're going about it. They lost 2 of their wickets. They still have time, long time to go for this inning. We'll see how Atlanta Fire is able to score some boundaries, because that's what they need.
So a top edge has eluded Kinar Lewis, running up towards the fine leg boundary. Akil Hussain gets there first. Oh, he sends a very good throw back to Ashar Zaidi. But in the end, a couple of runs here for Ricardo Powell.
Ricardo Powell, he's a quick runner. He realized he was going to struggle. And here comes a replay. As you can see, a top edge. The ball came out quickly behind the wicketkeeper. He ran back, and then he got help. And it was a quick throw. Had it been a direct throw, I mean, we probably would have seen leg umpire in play here. But at the end, he made it safely.
Oh, big shot here from Ricardo Powell. He is teed off. And it's into the grassy banks.
Cleared it big time. Ricardo, we know what he can do. Stewart bangs in short. A lot of time for Ricardo Powell to think about it and then put it away over the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Yeah, look at that. Asking to be hit. Ricardo Powell is in top form here. Yeah. And this one is easy food. Easy food for Ricardo Powell. He goes up to 9. It's 37 for 2.
Yeah, Stewart realized that it was banged in short and asking to be hit, and it disappeared. So 6 valuable runs that will gain a lot of confidence for Ricardo Powell.
Yeah, we see a lost ball situation here. So the budget of U.S. Cricket Open will go up by a ball.
Yes, yeah, it definitely will if they're not able to find a ball. So we see those flags as they went behind it, and I believe they were able to recover the ball, so some savings.
Yeah, we see the could be the third umpire, as is customary, to walk out with a box of ball, and the umpires will have to make sure that ball resembles a 5.5 ball in terms of usage.
Yes,
very close to a new ball, you'd say. You say Bilal, or maybe one that is roughed up a little bit?
Definitely roughed up a little bit, because they want to make sure that there's a balanced advantage. I mean, it's an advantage for both teams, or we want to make sure that it's not a brand new ball, because you don't have openers batting, and then you don't have the attack bowler bowling.
The ball sliding down the leg side. So Navin Stewart has somehow lost the plot here. 12 in the over so far. Now Ricardo Powell playing a good hand again here. I'm pretty sure when Ricardo came to this tournament, as talented as he is, he might have been allowing the other players to get ahead. But there's always the call back for the veteran to come out and play an innings, and that time has come here today.
And then so in this case, you can see he has built a brand of his own, Ricardo Powell, that is, because he's been in the middle for the past, 2 hours or so, and then also scoring some runs. So bowler, in his mind, he wants to be careful, doesn't want to bang in short. So because Ricardo, he's got the power, and he can clear the boundary easily.
So Akil Hussain will continue his first over, went for 6. So Jermaine Lindo, along with Akil Hussain in the picture there, and
So
number 34, Sharma, the batsman. Now we get a full frame of the pitch. Kinar Lewis, Ricardo Powell on strike.
Yeah, Akira San now bowling to Ricardo Powell. First one in on the back foot, punches it through 2 short covers, and it brings us one more run. 40 for 2 after 6.1. So they're regrouping at this time, Lenny.
Yeah, Atlanta Fire have done well to take out one of the favorites of the tournament, Multan Sultan. And we were making the point of Mike Bilal. A bad game will come, upset will happen. The lower order will be tested. We saw exactly what happened today when Mohamed Ilyas Ali Khan had to come out and try to win a game for Multan Sultan when the likes of Rizwan Chima, Zishan Ashraf, Jaskaran Malhotra failed to come up with the required run.
Yeah, we saw that was a calculated. They did not take calculated risk. The top 5, they should have taken responsibility. It's a very good ball outside the off stump. Ricardo Powell didn't read it well. Went straight to the wicketkeeper. So speaking of Multan Sultan, they hurt themselves big time with the fielding error. So here we go, the replay again. Akira San going outside the off stump, shipping away from Ricardo. Over again.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. High into the air.
So
and it's got enough distance. And it's gone for 6. And even while the ball is out of the playing area, Rusty Tehran wanted to make that into a catch.
Outside of the boundary, it wouldn't have counted. So there we go, Akira San. This time around, Ricardo Powell waiting for the ball and launched it over deep long on. And it went long way. There we go. So ball disappearing into the stands.
Yeah, that's a big hit there from Ricardo Powell. He seems to be having a good day. This one is punched in to the offside and has gone over the head of Navin Stewart. Consecutive 6s off the bat of Ricardo Powell. And it brings up the 50 here for the Atlanta Fire.
Akira San under pressure. It comes. And then this time again, the power of Powell coming into play here. Another 6 back-to-back 6s by Ricardo Powell.
So Akil Hussain. Oh, what clever play here from Ricardo Powell, realizing 14 has come off that over. 12 of them in consecutive balls. And he realized why take another risk. And so he's going to save that maybe for another time. 53 for 2.
Yeah, current run rate improved all the way to almost 7.6. So that's looking good for Atlanta Fire. We know the type of fire they can bring in terms of bowling and fielding. So if they can get to that respectable total around 140, 150, it won't be easy task for Cavaliers. They'll be facing a different team here, especially what they bring to the table when it comes to extra efforts in the field, like they did against Multan Sultan. Catches win matches we saw there, and they were absolutely stunning catches by Atlanta Fire. Outstanding fielding. And then we saw Multan Sultan, some missed fielding, especially in the last over. We recall on the second ball, Ricardo Powell ran in, and there was a missed field, and he scored 2 runs and ultimately 3 6s.
So Chandrapal Hemraj, the other leg spinner, similar bowling type to Akil Hussain Bilal, comes into the attack. And the big man, Ricardo Powell, who has had a couple of good games. We know he had a previous semi-final, a good game. And so far, with 23 on the board, you've got to consider he's among the runs again.
Yeah, he's already brought them back into the game. We know that they were struggling with the run rate of 4, and now it's 7.5. And this time he misses outside the off stump. Good line of length by Chandrapal. He knows what Ricardo can do, staying away from his bat.
Yeah, so Chandrapal Hemraj, and I was earlier today, I was just trying to I was just trying to go on the internet and just type in the name Chandrapal Hemraj just to pick up a couple of tidbits on the man. And funny, I picked up a question asked on the internet: is Chandrapal Hemraj the son of Shiv Chandra Paul? And somebody replied and said, yes, he's his eldest son. Well, I'll dispute that and tell you that Shiv Chandra Paul has no relation to Chandrapal Hemraj, although they live just about, I would say, 2 miles away from the same area. Good looking shot again from it appears to be Sharma, and it's 59 for 2.
Ronak Sharma coming into action here. A straight drive. It was a great shot and another boundary for Atlanta Fire. That's what they need at this point. This stage now, so we're into over number 8. Here he comes again, and he plays towards backward point, being cut off, and 2 runs by batsman. 61, Ronak Sharma, reaches 21, and he's playing his role very well. So Chandrapal, like you corrected, Lenny, he's not the son of Shivarine Chandrapal, the great West Indian batsman with unorthodox style, batting style, that is, almost facing bowler head on, but he's no relationship, like you clarified. And now Ricardo Powell looking to change his gloves. So he's walking back now. So I think after 8 overs, 62 for 2. Current run rate 7.8. So it's going well for Atlanta Fire. Cavaliers, they know the wickets will come because they'll have to take their chances going into the last stage of this game, the last 5 overs. They'll have to swing bat, so which means some chances will come their way. So Stewart comes back. He was gave 13 runs at first over, and this will be his second over now. And Ronak Sharma will be facing Stewart. He's trying to set his field. We do see that a strange field. So we got whitish long on, the mid wicket, backward square leg, and you also have a fine leg. Short third man, point, cover, and a sweeper. So here comes Stewart. Oh, he bowled him. So inside edge. Ronak Sharma is gone. Trying to play outside the off stump, inside edge, onto the stumps. So one more wicket goes down for Atlanta Fire. Time for Cavaliers to make a comeback. Lenny, as you can look at the replay, Stewart brings the ball in a little bit, inside edge. Just didn't keep his eye on the ball until the last moment, and a little send-off by Stewart, as we see. So third wicket goes down for Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, it appears Navin Stewart has the golden arm. And he comes back and gets an important wicket in Sharma. I remember last year final Somerset Cavalier, they were cruising along, and the ball was thrown to Navin Stewart, and the rest is history. And so he seems to have a golden arm this year again so far. We'll have to wait and see how things unfold here as number 3 has come to the middle to join Ricardo Powell, Saiba Batu Singh. And so 62 for 3 on your screen.
Yep. Batu Singh will come in, and he will have no time to wait. He still has to motor this along and let Ricardo Powell be the run scorer and then support him until he gets in. So Batu Singh is ready to face Stewart. Little smack over to short mid wicket area and for a single. And there we go. Passionate. Stewart runs after the ball to make sure that they don't take a second run here. Batu Singh is off strike, and that's what he should be doing. Ricardo will face Stewart now.
Yeah, Nathan Stewart is a competitor. He's a very, very good medium pacer. He gets wicket at very important intervals. And he's a good batsman too, Nathan Stewart. Oh, Ricardo Powell, all the ease in the world. Zaidi has come up with a good catch. And just maybe a feet or two off the long on boundary, Ashar Zaidi. Safe pair of hands. Navin Stewart has picked up a couple of wickets. And the big one, Ricardo Powell, goes for 24. 63 for 4.
Yeah, big loss for Atlanta Fire. Well settled. Ricardo Powell trying to power one more out of the park, but did not have the distance, had the elevation, and a well-judged catch by Ashar Zadi. Catches win matches.
Yeah, the catching from the Atlanta Fires have been spot on today. We haven't seen a spill in the field. And Ricardo Powell just needed perhaps a couple of feet there, Bilal Aslam, for it to carry.
Yes, Lenny, just needed that. Probably, got the bottom of the bat. It was his power that took it all the way closer to the boundary. If it would have been an ordinary person like you or me, it would have just been inside the circle. But a well-judged catch.
So Zain Saeed has come out to the middle. He took a spectacular catch in the semi-final.
Then, so Batu Singh. 2 new batsmen in. Zain Sayed and Batu Singh. In the middle out there, so they just have to regroup. That's 4 wickets down for Atlanta Fire. And they need to make sure that they get the respectable total. No matter how great your bowling is, you need runs to defend. And here we go. So Sayed was facing that the first delivery, and he scores a single. Batu Singh now comes a strike. He will retain the strike now. So 64 for 4, 8.4 after 8.4 overs. Stewart, who after sending Powell back. So another swing and a miss. And this time Batu Singh wanted to have a cover drive and just did not reach the ball. You can see ball shaping away. It's a pace. He reduced some pace on this one, Stewart, that is. And Batu Singh just missed it completely.
So Nathan Stewart with a couple of wickets in this over.
You see Stewart again attacking the stumps and play it towards backward square leg for a single. So Sayed gets off strike, and Batu Singh will be facing the next over now. Stewart, 2 for 16 in his 2 overs.
Yeah, I remember now, Nathan Stewart. I did a tournament in New York this past summer. The Bangladesh Premier League up in New York, and Nathan Stewart played in that tournament. He did well, and I got a text from him and telling me that he wants to have a footage of his performance in that series. And while that series was televised, I wasn't able to find the appropriate footage on that series. But the point I'm trying to make is that he takes his local cricket and franchise cricket very serious. And these days, Bilal, these players who appear on streaming all across the world, they want to look back and see what they have done.
Yep, so quick single by Batu Singh here. So Chandrapal is back in bowling, so none for 9 is in his first over. and they'll have to find a bowler, Atlanta Fire, to go after. And we'll see who do they find. But 2 new batsmen in, it won't be easy at all. Chandrapal back in action again. Right
So
away.
we've got 34 balls remaining. Chandrapal Hemraj, he is bowled at the CPL level to great effect for Guyana.
So that experience is handy here. This time around, plays back and nice fielding off of his own bowling, Chandrapal.
Yeah, I remember this season, the Guyana Amazon Warriors were playing Barbados Tridents, and out come Alex Hales, and the very first ball of the match, Chandrapal Hemraj went through a ball that kept a little bit low, and the big English T20 player Alex Hales was walking back to the hut. Scorecard reading bowled the first ball off the bowling of Chandrapal Hemraj, and I'm pretty sure Bilal, when he will reflect back on his franchise bowling, I'm pretty sure he will remember that day. Alex Hales is no mean pushover batsman.
Oh, yes.
Probably one of the best in the world.
He can destroy you in no time. Agree.
Oh, a big shot here by Batu Singh will only fetch him a single.
Yeah, just a single run there. So Batu Singh gets off strike here. And we have one more ball to go. Chandrapal, so far, so good. He's having a good time out there, and this will be his last delivery. If he can survive this, and seem like he will. No run on the last ball. So that will be end of the 10th over. 68 for 4. Atlanta Fire. They just have to score some boundaries for the rest of the inning now. Got plenty of wickets in hand. Well, let's see how they go about the last 5 overs and put a respectable total for Cavaliers to chase.
Pretty interesting game going on here. It's final of this US T20, where we have the Atlanta Fire, who is batting currently 68 for 4, and the Cavaliers bowling, and they seem to be doing a pretty good job in containing the Atlanta Fire at 68 for 4, and we're playing a 15 over affair, and it's now 10.1 over. So Naveen Stewart doing a good job with the ball there.
Yes, Ian. It appears that by now, if you've got Navin Stewart on your side and things are not happening, you throw him the ball and things will start to happen. We saw a double strike in the last over.
Yes, he got the wicket there of Ricardo Powell, who was going great guns. We saw what he was able to do in the semi-finals. He actually brought them into the finals, and he got that wicket there with Ricardo Powell trying to go at him. You know, was just a little bit shy of the boundary. And here
So
it is
Bo-
again. That's the man with the magic, you know. Naveen, another wicket to him, and the Atlanta Fire is in a bit of trouble here. Another wicket down, just at 70, and it's 10.2 overs. What a way to bowl. Naveen Stewart is doing an excellent job. You say that's the man with the magic fingers. Just give him the ball and he'll bring you some wickets.
Yeah, ball flicked into the onside, in the air for a long time, and the fielder came in, had to run a long way. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he held on. Might have been a ways Zia. We'll confirm that. But fact is, another wicket goes down here for the Atlanta Fire. They're batting a 70 for 5. And Navin Stewart has picked up another one. He's bowling a 3 for 18 at the moment.
Yes, Lenny Archibald. This is where you need to have your A game on. And this is a point where Atlanta Fire need to bring the fire here. You know, it's only 4.3 overs remaining. We actually have over 4 days basically to assess what it is in terms of the T10 and the T15, where you should be positioned at least at the end of 10 overs. And normally you want to be within at least 100. And here we realize they're 30 runs shy of 100 with only 4.2 overs to go. I think they're in a bit of trouble. And we all know the Cavaliers, their batting and the depth of their batting. But I can tell you, their bowling is nothing less. It's a very good team that they have here. And they're really putting on the pressure on the Atlanta Fire, tightening the screws.
So they're going at just over 6.5 runs and over. And Dwayne Stevens comes out to the middle. And along with Zain Saeed and the lower order here, we'll have to wait and see what they post. But Cavaliers running a very good game again. Navin Stewart 3 for 19 so far. And Navin Stewart having, it seems like he's picked up from last year's final for the California Bears. And he's turned in a very good bowling performance so far. Here he is. And we'll come into bowl to the new man, Stevens. Oh, that's a good looking shot from Dwayne Stevens. One bounce over extra cover. And it goes away for 4.
That's a beauty of a shot from Stevens, well executed over the cover boundary. And it's 4 runs to him, well deserved 4, well needed 4 for Atlanta Fire, who needs that run scorecard to be ticking. They're 75 for 5, 10.5 overs. They need to get this going. And what a way to go. What a way to start his innings. 4 runs, 1 ball, and pretty good hit.
Yeah, good start here from Steven. Look at that. Commanding shot. Played through the line of the delivery. Ball going down the leg side. And ball helped along the way. Najaf Shah is in the way. So that's the completion of over number 11, Ian?
Yes. At the completion of 11 over, the Atlanta Fire 76 for 5. I don't think this is where they want to be at 11 over. They would rather be at least 100 in. But it is what it is. It's a game of cricket full of uncertainty. And they're 76 for 5. That's runs on the board. They still have wicket in hand. They still have 4 overs to go. So they could put up a very challenging score here, because we realize anything from 120 could mean a little difficulty getting. But we know that the Cavaliers, they have a very good team. So, it's going to be an interesting final here this afternoon. And I just want to give it up to the players. They have come here and they have done their best. They have showcased the best of their talent. So good going. And just want to thank you fans out there for watching on MAQ TV Live. For all the Facebook fans, we thank you guys who are watching and sharing at the same time. It's a wonderful weekend, and it's a weekend of cricket. And we're right here in Broward at the Broward Stadium, bringing you lovely cricket. So it's 76 for 5 and 11th over.
So Hemraj continues. 2 overs, no maiden, none for 11 coming into this over. On Dwayne Stevens and Zain Saeed out in the middle. 23 balls remaining. This is a 15 over encounter. Atlanta Fire takes on Somerset Cavaliers in the final of the US Cricket Open 2019 series.
Yes, a lot is expected from these 2 batsmen here.
So this is the first time Atlanta Fire has come into a US Open final. On the other hand, this is final number 3 for Somerset Cavaliers. So big difference in the appearance of the 2 teams. Eon, Somerset Cavaliers have been here before. They've played on the big stage. And the Atlanta Fire would have taken out Multan Sultan, a big team in this tournament. 80 for 5 is the score.
Yes, that was the upset of the upset, when they actually take out the Multan Sultan, which was a very good team, display great cricket all the way through, but they had their one bad game, and that was the semifinals. So that's the reason why they're not here. They just choose to have their bad game at the wrong time. And the Atlanta Fire, we have to give it up to them. They play their way into the finals here, and they're still giving a very good show. 4 runs all the way. Very good shot there by Stevens. He seems to be doing pretty well. He's finding the boundary. That's his second boundary of his innings. So it's 9 runs from 4 ball. Great going. And good looking shot there from the batsman.
Yeah, that's a good looking shot. He finds the gap, a couple of boundaries for him. So the Atlanta Fire will have to do without the service of Roy Silva. Who suffered a hand injury off the bowling of Ali Khan. And Ali Khan is by no means a slow bowler.
Yeah, Ali Khan was coming in with some steam at the point where he hit him. And, that would be a big loss for Atlanta Fire, because definitely they would have need to have him here in this batting lineup, especially going up against the Somerset Cavaliers, who have such a very good bowling attack. And this one is hit high up in the air, and it's going to be a catch down there on the long off boundary. So another wicket down for the Atlanta Fire. They're now 85 for 6. And the Cavaliers are doing extremely well. They're on top of their game right here. So I was saying that was a loss, a hit on the hand, and they had to take him off. So he's off to get that hand checked, and we'll give you further update on the player. But at this moment, we are in the finals. It's Atlanta Fire versus the Somerset Cavaliers. And the Atlanta Fire is 85 for 6. That's in the 12th over. So 3 overs to go, 85 for 6. Lenny Archibald, what type of total would you be looking for from here on?
Well, Atlanta Fire doesn't have too many choices here. 18 balls remaining. And we're down to the lower order. But I'll tell you something. 85 for 6 with 18 balls remaining may not be enough for the likes of Kenar Lewis. Maqsood. So here, Maqsood, we saw what he can do. Xavier Marshall is up there. Awais Zia. Ashar Zaidi. Sean Finley. It's not 85 for 6. May not be enough to control those names that I've just mentioned there.
Yes, the Atlanta Fire, they need definitely some more runs on the board. So they still have 18 deliveries to go. I would say they would need at least 2 runs per ball to get them in a comfortable position where they could actually have something to bowl at.
Yeah, Ian, but on the other hand, we've always heard the phrase runs on the board or runs on the board. So regardless of what has happened here, the only sure thing we know 86 runs are on the board, and that's, you can take that to the bank any day.
That is so true, because this Atlanta Fire team here, one thing I know, they do have some good feelers. We could see in the semifinals they take some great catch, and they say catches win matches. So we're gonna see, in the outfield, they're very fast across the field. They have safe hands, so it's gonna be a game on. So as you say, runs on the board is runs on the board, and that's always a fact. So they are 86 for 6. Who to tell what will happen in the next round in terms of when the Cavaliers is batting? It just take a few wickets to put you under pressure, and it's how well you hold out to that pressure. And that's a swing and a mix by Stevens, but he's trying to get on with this game. He knows that the boundaries will be valuable at this point of the game, and he's not holding back. He's going through with his shots. So
Kandaswamy playing a miss. In fact, Stevens is the man on strike. Kandaswamy is at the other end.
Another swing and a miss here by Stevens. The ball is keeping a little low, even though Teron is a tall man, but the ball is keeping a bit low. We all know that the wicket, it's been used for all 4 days. First day, not much play, was a lot of water, so the moisture is under there. We realized the seam bowlers did not get much out of the wicket. It's all about using your head and a little tactic here and there. But Teron, he's on top of his game and he's bowling pretty well. So the Atlanta Fire 86 for 6 in the 13th over.
Yeah, Teron has had a good spell so far. 1 for 10.
Yes, Teron he's bowling extremely well. He's using the variation in terms of the pace, in terms of his length. He is really using his skill and his experience when he comes out to bowl, and he has been doing this all day.
So the innings finally winding down here, ball by ball.
Yes, so I'm back to Teron again. So as a bowler, you find a weakness in a batsman, then you're going to keep feeding him that ball. And all 5 balls from this over is basically the same length and it's the same thing, same result. Stefan been a swing and a miss, little short of a length, and he's unable to make connection, which means no runs.
So a single there to Stevens. Will close out over number 13, 87 for 6. And so with 12 balls remaining, we'll have to wait and see where Atlanta Fire ends up. But certainly, Ian, these are numbers that Somerset Cavaliers will like. They're just going over 6.5 runs, 6.7 to be exact. So relative to that, I'm pretty sure that they'll be quite happy with the way things are at the moment.
Definitely, the Somerset Cavaliers would be pleased at this point of the game with only 2 more overs remaining, and the Atlanta Fire is at 87 for 6. Doesn't seem like they have any more fire in them. There's no boundary coming, and even if we should have a few boundaries, they will just get shy in 100. And 100 runs for this Cavalier team, I think that is something that they will be comfortable with. And as we've seen over the few days, that the Cavaliers, they really have a game plan, and they have stood tight on it. They haven't strayed away. They basically come out with a plan and they are executing the plan all the way. And that's what brought them here in the final. They've been able to execute. And with 100 runs, I believe they have the batting and the depth to do it. It's up to the Atlanta Fire in terms of their bowling and their fielding. They really have to bring their A+ game.
So Akil Hussain comes back into the attack with 11 balls remaining.
Wonder if Kenar Lewis is getting a little tired behind the wicket. He have missed at least few balls. I saw him miss one stumping. And now in a little misfield, batsman was able to scramble through for a second run. It could be tiring. He's been keeping all day. He's been behind that wicket all day, and he's also out there with the bat. He's been batting really well. So he's put it on a very good show here. One Kenar Lewis, I know keeping is always a difficult job to be bending all day, then you're back with batting.
Yeah, for viewers out there, you might be wondering what's the weather situation here. I can tell you, it's quite cleared up here. Najab Shah trying to get hold of a catch. And the batsman comes back for a couple of runs. So here we go.
So definitely Stefan is gonna have a swing at it, and he keeps swinging, and he connects, thick outer half of the bat. He managed to get 2 runs, 91 for 6. And he'll swing again down to long off, and he'll get another single. So his score will be 92 for 6 with just 1.2 overs to go. I really think the Cavaliers, they did well in terms of the way they have bowled in this innings here. They have batted well, they have bowled well, and they fielded well. And they really deserve their spot here in the finals. And I also have to give it up to the Atlanta Fire, who played a tactical game in the semifinals to overturn the Multan Sultan, who we know was a very, very good team.
So Akil Hussein continues, and the weather situation here, no threat of rain, I can tell you that. So the lights are on, but Eon certainly has gotten better considering it's going into the afternoon here. But I can't see any threat of rain, so we could see a complete uninterrupted final from here on. And now the organizers might be wondering, well, we should have gone for 20, but the way things were at the toss time, it was still a little bit dicey. And in the end, I think they made the decision quite rightly to do 15 overs. At that time, it was the safest option to do. But if you look out here right now, Eon, are you a weatherman? Do you understand Florida weather? Let me know.
Well, really, with the weather here in the South Florida area, it's very much unpredictable. You could have sunshine one minute, then it's rain the other, and we have seen that throughout this weekend here. We are coming into the weekend. It was dry, looking like it was going to be a very good weekend for cricket, but yet still on Thursday we were not able to have any game right here in the stadium because of rain. And then once we lift the cover on the Friday, it's been cover on, cover off in between. And for today, I say today is one of the better days. We have uninterrupted cricket all day, so it would have been good to see a 2020, but as we say, the weather here in Florida, it is very much unpredictable. So doing a 15 over in the finals, I say that was the way to go, and it allows each player to showcase their talent.
So Najaf Shah comes in for the last over. Vinod Kandasamy picks up another run. So 5 balls remaining. It's 94 on the board.
Well, 94 is 94 run on the board. Still have 5 balls to go. I would love to see them get it up to at least 105 or 106, just to give the Cavalier a little challenge in terms of their batting lineup. We know the depth of it. We know for the Atlanta Fire to make inroad into this batting lineup, they're got to be on their A-plus game in terms of their bowling and their fielding. So this is an attempted run. Okay, so no run there, and it's 4 more delivery before the end of play. So
actually, it's a wide, so it'll be 5 balls. 1 is added to the score. 95 for 6. 5 balls remaining. Najaf Shah, he's bowling at 1 for 12, having taken the wicket of the important wicket of Damian E. Banks in the early part. So he's done well to make an early inroad. And he runs in here with an extraordinary record in the US Open. They come back for 2, well run in the end, as both Kandasamy and Stevens were able to come back quite quickly for 2. Every run will count.
Yes, definitely. Good run in there between Steven and Kandasamy. Very good run. Shaw almost loses his foot in there, with a straight drive back to him, down to the long on boundary, and they were able to get 2 comfortable run in the end. So that's 2 more valuable run to the Atlanta Fire.
So ball tugged into the onside. Has he found the gap? I think he has. Gone away for 4 off the bat of Stevens. That's a good looking shot. Brings up the 100 here for the Atlanta Fire. 101 for 6.
Well, watching Steven, I'm wondering if they shouldn't have sent him much earlier, because he's taking a swing at it and he's connecting. So he's 22 from 16.
Yeah, this is a good shot. Ball outside the off stump. Manipulated into the onside. Found the gap. No man move actually. And it goes bouncing away for 4. So very important strike. So So Najaf Shah comes back and cleans up Antwain Stevens. It's 101 for 7.
Good bowling there by Shaw. Good bowling from the very beginning where he got rid of Ebanks, and that's where they started to make inroad into this Atlanta Fire team, because we know Ebanks is capable of making big totals. He was very productive in the semifinals, and he was able to get rid of him pretty early, and that had a setback for the Atlanta team, losing Ebanks that early in the inning. So good bowling by him. Shaw, he's doing pretty well. 2 overs, 18 runs, so he's bowling pretty well. So it's 101 for 7 and 2 deliveries to complete the Atlanta inning. So we'll see the Cavaliers. We want to see the lineup that they have, because we know they have a factory of batsmen in their lineup, so anyone could actually come out and assume the opening position, because they have a very, very, very long batting order.
Yes, Ian, the likes of Kinar Lewis, Chandrapal Hemraj, Ashar Zaidi, Sean Philly, Manang Patel, Away Zia, Sohaib Maksud. You want quick runs, he's going to be a man tonight. Sohaib Maksud.
Yes, that's a long heave there by the batsman down to the long on boundary. Only managed to get 1 run. That bring them up to 102. And it's 1 delivery to go. So we're having a game on here, in terms of the Atlanta inning. 102 for 7 wickets. 1 delivery to go.
Atlanta will need a good bowling performance. We saw them as a very good, strong fielding team. Their catching has been brilliant in this semi-final. Here comes the final ball. Najaf Shah runs into bowl to Kandaswamy. Kandaswamy goes out towards the onside. They're running quickly. Could come back for 2. The throw comes in from Tehran. And so it's a run out 1. 103.
That's it for the close of the Atlanta inning. 103 for 8 and 15 overs. So the target will be 104 for the Cavaliers. They would be comfortable or quite pleased with the way they have bowled. They have managed to bowl and bat themselves into the final, and this is it. So we'll see what they have to deliver in terms of the bat. They deliver with the ball by restricting the Atlanta Fire to 103 for 8. So just to round up here, we see where Babwa was bowled by Tehran for 7. Sharma got 22. Ricardo Powell, he also got 24 there. And Stevens got 22 at the end here. And that brought them up to 103 for 8. And in the bowling department, Tehran, 3 overs, 11 runs conceded and a wicket. Najaf Shah, he got 3 overs in and 20 runs, 2 wickets. Good bowling there. And then there goes Stewart. He got 3 overs, 23 runs, 3 wickets. He was the trouble for the Atlanta Fire team. He make inroad into that team. And that's the reason why they will be tracing only 103. So thank you guys for watching as we take a break. See you back in a few minutes.
All right, welcome back, viewers around the world. We are ready for the second innings, which will conclude this tournament. It's been past wet days for the past 3 to 4, and I'm glad the weather is sticking around and letting us complete this wonderful tournament. I know there were a lot of pain points, but we're getting closer, and this is the start of the second innings now. Cavaliers will start their chase of 104 runs, and in the action from the get-go is Lewis. Goes all the way to the backward square boundary for 4 runs. Lewis does not waste any time, and he starts off with a boundary, didn't he?
Yeah, Dyer going down the wrong line. Let's take a look here. Heading down the leg side. Would have been called a wide. And Lewis, who has been in good form, just helping the ball away. That's not a good start here for the Atlanta Fires. But Cavaliers will be quite happy with the way things have gone after that one ball.
Yes, Dyer was a difference maker against Multan Sultan, and he does not have any time. He needs to bring his A game. They need to get rid of the top order if they want to have any chance. 104 is a small total in 15 overs.
Oh, that's not the kind of ball that you want to bowl to Keenar Lewis. Why you would want to test the hooking ability of Keenar Lewis, Bilal?
Absolutely not, especially what he has done throughout the tournament. Keenar Lewis waiting for this delivery. Comes his way. Plenty of time to put it away. And it goes all the way behind backward squares for another 4 runs. So 2 boundaries to begin with.
Yeah, poor start here from Dyer. They were both loose balls, and as the top level, Bilal, those will be punished by quality batsmen. And here we go again. This one pulled into the onside. And protection out in the deep as Lewis continues to pile on the runs there. He's quickly up to 9 from just 3 balls.
Keenar Lewis this time around, another one that was hit straight to the fielder. Otherwise, there would have been another boundary there. And now facing Dyer would be Chanderpaul, a left-hander facing Dyer now.
Yeah, we saw Chanderpaul Hemraj in the last game got among the runs. Some lovely off drive in the semi-final game. But you get the feeling that no massive pressure on the batting team here, and we could be seeing some good shots from the players. The Somerset Cavaliers batsman. This one is guided away up to Ricardo Powell.
Straight to the fielder. No run there, but they are off to a great start here. 9 for no loss on 4 deliveries from the ace bowler of Atlanta Fire. They need to fire up from the get-go.
Yeah, we saw Everroy Dyer having a good semi-final. This one sprays down the leg side. So not a good start from him. He's given up 10 in the over so far. A couple of 4s, and now ball angling down the leg side. Called a wide, of course.
Yes, the overcast conditions not coming into play now. We're late into the afternoon now. Dyer, I hope he's not getting tired. So he just needs to focus and post some few good deliveries. And there's one of them. Beaten outside the off stump, Chanderpaul.
Yeah, that's a good ball. That's a way you'll probably get it right. But this is the second time coming to Keenar Lewis, Bilal. This is the second time we've seen in matches where the bowlers don't know where they got that memo from that Keenar Lewis is not a good hooker. And we've seen in the other game that they continue bowling short to Keenar Lewis and don't wonder why. Oh, this one is cut away through the backward point region. And that's a classy looking shot from the left-hander. Another boundary is 14 on the board.
Chanderpaul joins the party, cuts it away. Look at the replay. Dyer comes in outside the off stump. Plenty of time to put it away through the gap this time around. No chance for any of the fielders. 4 runs, 14 for no loss after the first over. Not a great start for Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, certainly not a good start. Not a big score. So every run will have to be accounted for properly. And with the likes of Chanderpaul Hemraj and Keenar Lewis, you know that the Somerset Cavaliers opening pair are a solid bunch of players. Keenar Lewis has played first class in the Caribbean. He's had a brief taste of CPL. And Chanderpaul Hemraj has played a full season with the Guyana Amazon Warriors. So you're coming up against 2 top T20 players out in the middle there.
Franchise experience coming into play. They understand. They have a well-thought plan how they're going to go about this. And here comes Babwa now. See what he can do with his off spin. And Keenar Lewis is ready.
Oh my goodness, he has put it down. So Shazam Babwa. Shazam Babwa. Take a look. Oh, man. So, Keenar Lewis given a life.
Yep. So that was bowler back drive. It was hard coming at Shazan, but at this level, you need to take those catches if you want to win the final game.
Would have been a perfect start to his bowling spell. And even better to get the wicket of Keenar Lewis. Keenar Lewis has been among the runs. He has struck the ball nicely. He has scored quickly for Somerset Cavaliers. And a big opportunity to get him back in the hut. For 9 runs, goes a begging as Shazam Baba may have missed a big opportunity there against Keenar Lewis.
I say it doesn't come handy, especially with the caliber of Keenar Lewis. This time around, angling towards outside the off stump, and Keenar Lewis went for a single. Now fielding has to change with lefty-righty combination, as you know, being points that come with that type of batting. And we got Shazam Bawa that's coming in again, and easy single for Chandrapal. Chips it away to Vidish long on. Fielder cuts it away, and Shazam Bawa now will have to bowl to Keenar Lewis.
So Somerset Cavaliers, they won in 2017, got into the final in 2018. And Bilal, they're here again. What do you say about a team with that accomplishment?
It was a hat trick of finals. That says a lot about your team. Let's see. Straight to point. Keenar Lewis. So nice length bowled by Shazam Baba. And no time for Keenar Lewis to adjust. Chips it towards point. No run. Dot ball. That's what Atlanta Fire needs.
So the weather for now has really held up, and earlier on we were looking at forecasts that would have showed 80 to 90 to even 100% of rain in the afternoon. So far, this one is driven straight down the ground, and that's 4 runs off of the powerful shoulder of Keenar Lewis.
Yes, Keenar Lewis, as we will look at the replay here, straightish ball, wicket, middle stump, at middle stump. Keenar Lewis beat the fielder, wideish mid-off. I think that fielder needs to be a little bit fine, as he knows that Keenar Lewis is bringing in a straight bat. He's not going cross-batted.
And he times the ball well, considering he's facing up to an off spinner in Shazam Babwa.
So there was a little mix-up, but he comes back, no damage done.
So a couple of overs in the books, 20 on the board. They're going at 10 and over. Take a look here. Okay, go.
Going across Lewis, there it is, and it's wonderful fielding that certainly it saved 2 runs for sure. And Keenar Lewis had to go back. There was a little bit of mix-up, but at the end, no damage done. 20 after 2 overs. Required run rate is 6.5 and current run rate 10, Lenny. So that tells you Cavaliers are in the mood to get it done.
Yeah, they've gotten off to a good start. Lewis has been among the runs, and he continues to be a factor here. So bowling change. Dyer gets a relief. And could be a Sharma given the ball. We'll wait for that confirmation. That has come. So Sharma comes into the attack here. We'll be bowling to Chandrapal Hemraj.
Yeah, Ronak Sharma comes into bowl to Chandrapal. He had plenty of time and launches it over the cover, extra cover, and it went all the way for massive 6. So 6 runs for Chandrapal, and that will boost his confidence. That's what you look for when you're out there early on in a final, and it's not at all easy if you are getting good length deliveries, but this time around he had plenty of time to put it away wherever he wanted. Ronak Sharma, as you look at the replay here, it was a short of length. He waited for it and launched it over extra cover. And there you go, 26 for no loss after 2.1.
Yeah, commanding shot, well manipulated. Typically, when a bowler bowls short, you tend to pull through the onside, the square part of the boundary. But we saw Chandrapal on that occasion off the back foot, just punching the ball deliberately over the offside, realizing we are still in the power play area. And so a good looking shot, 27 on the board. What a start here from Somerset Cavalier, under no pressure at all, with 104 the target.
Yeah, no pressure has been exerted so far in terms of bowling. The quality of bowling, Dyer, he was a go-to person for Atlanta Fire, but as you can see, not a great start by him. And then Shazan and now Ronak, a few loose deliveries, and 27 for no loss.
So Keenar Lewis struck 3 fours already, Keenar. Ranak Sharma. Oh, this one is clubbed into the onside, runs away, backward square, and it goes away for 4. So Keenar Lewis is not going to stick around here long enough. He's going to play shots as he continues to bat well.
Yeah, so he pulls this one. As we look at the replay here, Ronak Sharma came in. It was sort of full delivery, but plenty of time for Keenar Lewis to put it away towards backward square leg. There was nobody back there. 4 more runs added to the Cavaliers' total.
So 11 in the over so far, a 6 and a 4 and a single. So not a good start here for Sharma.
Ronak Sharma, he's going to come and bowl again to Lewis, Keenar Lewis, and this time around on the back foot punch. And there was protection out there, so a single to Keenar Lewis.
Yeah, Keenar Lewis makes his appearance in the second final in a row. Having played for Cavaliers last year, opened the batting also, got among the runs. Got them off to a good start, and then we've been saying about Navin Stewart, the man with the golden arm. He came around and was able to snap up a couple of wickets, and next thing you know, Cavaliers are fighting to hold on towards the end.
So as we saw in the previous game, this gentleman wearing a red hoodie or jacket, as you can see, it's definitely sounds like or seems like that you have an umpire or 3 umpires out there in the field, but that's not the case, right?
Well, that's Ricardo Powell choosing to go with a red sweat jacket. Oh, this one is launched into the deep, over the offside, and it's gone all the way. That's a good looking shot from Chandrapal Hemraj. Another 6 here at the Broward County Park.
Yeah, so the last ball of the field restrictions taking full advantage, and Ronak Sharma being mistreated here in the 3rd over, 38 for no loss. And then here we go. Chandrapal playing his role very well, waiting for the loose deliveries, putting them away. Big Tom, this was a massive 6. He had hit 1 early on within the same over. So after 3, 38 for no loss.
Yeah, this chase has become a very easy one for Cavaliers. They've gone quickly up to 38. So they're going at 12.6 and over. 12.7 actually.
Yeah, they're treating this as if the required run rate is 15 plus. They're playing just like that, but bowlers are not helping the cause as well. That is the Cavaliers. The Atlanta Fire's cause, that is for the bowlers. But at this point, total in command, Cavaliers 38 for no loss.
Yeah, 1 blemish. Shazam Babwa had an opportunity to get Keenar Lewis back in the hut, but chance not accepted. And on the other hand, we have seen Chandrapal Hemraj has come to the party.
And so Keenar Lewis now realizing that Shazan Babwa is just targeting or angling the ball towards the outside of the off stump, so he's already settled in, got a predetermined mindset, punches it, no run.
Yeah, these off spinners and leg spinners, as we have seen, Bilal, in recent time, they become darter of the ball. Gone are the days in which you probably use a little bit of flight and and give the ball a little bit of air for deception. But now, as you can see, Shazam Baba is darting the ball in, and he's coming around the wicket, so he wants to create a bit of angle here towards the batsman, especially the right-hander. And so far, Keenar Lewis on 19 to no avail. It's not a big score, so as a batsman going out in the middle, you're not under any scoreboard pressure. And when you get a start at 38 without loss in the fourth over, it even becomes easier here to move on.
Yeah, so they're relaxed, focused, confidence level is high, and that's what you need in a grand finale. Missed out on a full toss here, Keenar Lewis. Probably didn't expect that from Shazam Baba, but he knows that he missed out, but no damage done because they're at 38 for no loss, far ahead of the required run rate.
Yeah, certainly the game might have played a little bit different. Oh, nicely placed here by Keenar Lewis. He picks up another boundary. And Keenar Lewis, 5 fours so far in 23.
So you see the talent there. The first time he missed out, and Shazam Baba thought the same thing will happen, but this time around he was ready to put it away. Not only to put it away, but to put it away through the gap. You know, dissected 3 different fielders, as you see, 1 from inside the circle and 2 outside for another 4.
So Keenar Lewis just proving, Bilal, that not only he can strike the ball for big shots, he does have some finesse. And that one a full toss previous to this ball.
See, this one was quicker one for Shazam Baba. Change the pace. And he comes in again to bowl the last delivery for this over. And so it's driven straight to wideish mid-off for no run. So after 4 overs, 42 for no loss, Lenny.
Yeah, a good showing this year again from Somerset Cavaliers. Team owner Aslam Khan. And the coach, of course, being Mr. Brown. A lot of bench strength. The likes of Gajanan Singh, who's not, well, I think he was listed as a super sub. A method that has been used in this tournament, as we see Chris Powell actually given the ball here as he marks it run. So Chris Powell will come into bowl to Chandrapal Hemraj. Both batsmen have played some lovely shots. Chandrapal Hemraj in particular has gone twice over the ropes and 1 across the rope. And Keenar Lewis has gone 5 times across the ropes in 23. So we've seen a flurry of boundaries from the Somerset Cavaliers player.
Indeed, that's what's been happening, and now they will have to look at the game plan because field is spread out. You have at least, as if I see deep mid wicket, so backward square leg is in play, and they still want to attack. So there's plenty of fielders inside the circle, and here comes Chris Powell, who bowled the last over of the last semifinal game. Let's see, up in the air, and let's see if there's a catch, and it was dropped. Ricardo Powell is the man who dropped the catch, and this is a second drop in this inning. As you can see, first one was a hard one, but this one should have been taken at this level, and this, we don't know how much damage this will do, but in the final, you want to take those type of catches. Ricardo, he was under the ball in the last minute, and that's where it dropped. He did not keep his eye on the ball until the last minute, and it cost him a drop catch.
Yeah, that's the difference from the semi-final. Everything that went up in the semi-final were taken, and they were difficult chance. And today we've seen a couple of drop chances, one from Ricardo Powell just now, and then one from Shazam Baba.
Yeah, both openers have been dropped once, and there comes Chris Powell. Some sort of distraction. He will have to start over. The fielder did not switch. He realized in the last minute, so we get a gully point, short cover, wideish mid-off, and Chris Powell runs in to bowl to Keenar Lewis, and was on the leg stump. This final leg in place, so only a single, and chance of an overthrow, but there was a backup. Here comes Chris Powell, as you can see, on to the leg stump. And Kennard Lewis was not focused. Otherwise, this should have been put away towards the deep final leg boundary. Chanderpaul will be facing Chris Powell. Chris Powell runs in. See, spot on the leg stump. Did not give any opportunity to Chanderpaul to put the ball away. Another, let's see, there was a dot ball here now. Chris Powell on target, on leg stump, and Chanderpaul going across, missed it completely.
Yeah, Bilal, you never know how this game would have gone on had those two catches been accepted. One by Powell and one by Shazam Babwa.
Yeah, speaking of drop catches, there was another chance here. Chris Powell put his hand onto it. Again, a difficult one. Baller back drive. And that was a difficult one. So a lot happening out there for Atlanta Fire. Let's look at the replay again. Chris Powell comes in and ball back drive.
Yeah, even the defense of 103. Here we go.
That's right.
Another one. So three catches put down. Quite a stark difference. Kennard Lewis has launched this one in the outer area and has gone for another massively struck six off the bat of Kennard Lewis. And that brings up the 50 here for Somerset Cavaliers. They're on cruise control at the moment.
51 for no loss and 4.5 overs. Kennard Lewis is in a mood to finish this early. He doesn't want to wait or hang around until the 15th over. Another six that was launched all the way to the deep mid-wicket area, and then the fielder had to go all the way outside of the ground to get the ball back in. A massive six by Kennard Lewis. And as we spoke about this, when you're chasing a nominal target, that's what we will call it in a 15-over game, you have to take those catches. Catches win matches. That's one thing. You have to take wickets early on to put the pressure on the middle order and lower middle order, and that's the key to success, and that's not happening for Atlanta Fire. Oh, as we see, it's a massive one again. It disappeared. Oh, so another six by Kennard Lewis. 57 for no loss after 5 overs. So they have lost the script. Chris Powell went for plenty in this over. So Atlanta Fire, they have to regroup. They have to get some quick wickets if they want to stay in this game. Otherwise, Kennard Lewis want to have early dinner.
All right, so Bilal will take his leave with the news. 57 without loss, a commanding position Somerset Cavaliers find themselves in. And they've worked hard in the tournament here as we welcome Ian Thomas back. And Thomas, the way things are looking here, it's Somerset Cavaliers all the way.
Well, Lenny Archibald, I must say that the Somerset Cavalier is doing everything that the Atlanta Fire fails to do. They came out with the intention to win. They came out with the intention that their opening batsman was going to get them some runs, and we did not see that with the Atlanta Fires. You know, they came out, they're going to find the boundary, and they're going to find it pretty early, and they're doing just that. With Kennard Lewis, he's taking it to the bowler. Also, Chanderpaul is taking it to the bowler. Both batsmen are positive, they're confident, and they're just crying out the game plan, what they have been doing all through this tournament. So I just want to say that it's excellent cricket that's been displayed here by the Cavaliers. They're batting extremely well. They have bowled, I'm saying, they have bowled like the way you'd want your bowlers to bowl in a finals. They had showed up today and they have been performing to the top and the best of their ability. I just want to give it up to the Cavaliers.
So Ricardo Powell comes into the attack, 47 to win from 60 balls. Chanderpaul is on 20. Kennard Lewis on 35. So big opening stand here for the Cavaliers boys. So Eon, at the start of the tournament, 28 teams made it to the starting line.
Yes, this year the tournament have grown a lot. I know there was like over 80 teams that wanted to be a part of this competition, but based on the fact that we only had 4 days, in the drafting, we only selected 28 of those teams, and it's 28 very, very good teams. As you can see, the quality of the players, every single team had at least 6 top players in their lineup, and also some locals, but everybody have displayed some wonderful cricket over the 4 days here at the Broward Stadium.
So 28 teams, it has come down to the final 2. And the way it's looking, Cavaliers could be the last team standing. We see Houston Stars falling into the semi-final. They fell away at the semi-final stage. And we also saw Multan Sultan losing to the Atlanta Fire. So we're down to the last 2. And the way it's looking here, doesn't look too good for the Atlanta team, as Kinar Lewis and Chandrapal Hemraj has given Somerset Cavaliers a solid start. They've survived a couple of chances, but that aside, they've batted impressively well. And the way it looks here is that 104 may not hold up here for the Atlanta Fire team.
Well, we have been saying that all along, that in this competition here, we realized that anything that's under 120 was not gonna hold up, even in a 10 over version. And for the 15 over for this finals here, to be scoring 103 in 15 overs, we knew that was not gonna be a match for this Cavalier team, not with the batting lineup that they have. And you can see it there. It's still the 2 openers that's still at the crease, Chandrapal Hemraj and Kenar Lewis. They are there and they're just playing their game.
Yes, Ian, when you consider coming next could be Marshall, and then we've got Awais Zia, a player who has played at the top level in Pakistan. We saw Sohaib Maqsood, who is as brutal as Kinar Lewis. He's down the order. And then we haven't seen much of Sean Finley, because the top order has really taken them to where they are today. And so a long list of top players still to come. Ashar Zaidi is up there. Navin Short can bat. Rusty Tehran can give the ball a tap. And so a long list of batsmen we haven't seen showcasing their talent because of the top work done by Kinar Lewis and the likes of Hemraj and company.
Definitely, this team, this lineup, it is stuck with a lot of batsmen. And just to see that we have top quality batsmen who have not even been able to showcase their talent because they are part of this team. But guess what? It's going to be a winning team, and it would worth the while to be out there on the field with these players. But I am telling you, they have a full lineup of batsmen. So that's another 4 there. And we realize that this is like easy picking for these 2 batsmen here. Chandrapal Hemraj is taking it to the bowler at one end, and then you have Kenar Lewis at the other end. He's 36 from 21. Chandrapal 26 from 16. These 2 batsmen are just going. They're on fire. I think they take the fire away from Atlanta. So it's just Atlanta out there now. But the fire is gone.
So Cavaliers, they won in 2017. They were in the final in 2018. And you're watching what has happened here in 2019 right before your very eyes. With the news that Chandrapal Hemraj and Kinar Lewis has brought this game well within range of a Somerset victory. Oh, cut away, chance and put down. So another chance goes begging here, Eon, as we watch on the replay board. This one relatively should have been taken, but not accepted.
Yes, so in that replay there, we saw where Chandrapal, he did not get fully over the ball. So, it came off of the upper half of the bat. It should have been an easy catch, but we realized that this Atlanta Fire, they've been spilling most of their catches. If they had taken all those catches that they had gotten in this match, it would be a different game. We'd probably have at least 4 wickets down. But they're not taking the catches, and this ball is running down to us, they'll get a single there. So we learned about it. Catches win matches, and they did that in the semifinals, but it's like it's a different team out here for the finals. They're not catching. We see catch being going down by some of even the better catchers.
So 38 to win from 50 balls, bottom left of your screen. And 38 runs will give Somerset Cavaliers their second victory in 3 years. And that's a big accomplishment as a franchise unit, Ian.
Yes, definitely. That is hike all the way up backward square. 6 more runs to Shandapal. He is batting like a king this afternoon.
Yeah, short ball. That's a poor delivery there from Sharma. And you look at that. Look, off the back foot, short, and pulled into the onside. Distance shot, and it goes away for 6. So 72 without loss.
Yes, this total here has not posed a challenge to the Somerset Cavaliers. They're taking it easy. It's like taking, as I say, candy from a baby. You know, it's easy picking. They're finding the boundary. They're dislodging the bad ball. Even the good ball is going away. So great cricket here by the Somerset Cavalier, and great batting by these two batsmen that's at the wicket, Shandapal Hemraj and Kenar Lewis. They are taking their team closer and closer to victory, even though they have a few chances. But guess what? They are not afraid to play their shots, and that what was lacking in the Atlanta Fire team. They weren't going for their shots. They weren't finding the boundary. They weren't able to penetrate the infield, and as a result, I think they were short at least 50 runs on the day.
So Ricardo Powell will continue. His first over went for 3. But they're simply under the gun here to defend 31 from 48 balls with all the wickets in hand. So Chandrapal Hemraj, we see him in his bright green pads, and I'm sure would have gotten down with the Guyana Amazon Warrior kit, Eon. So not a single here for Cavaliers, so they move for the inch closer to perhaps a second victory in the US Open in 3 years.
Yes, this Cavalier team is loaded with players who have played at a professional level. As you can see, you know, a lot of big names here. Some of them haven't even been showcased with the bat or the ball. And that's a marvelous shot through the cover into the boundary. 4 runs.
Yeah, Kenar Lewis has a flight to catch, I can tell you that. So he wants to get this over with early. Because, you know, if Cavaliers win, which they're really on course, I'm pretty sure the post-match celebrations will be a little drawn out. Look at that, finding the gap through the offside, no trouble at all. And Kenar Lewis goes into the 40s, 41 off 23 balls.
Looking at that shot, nobody moved. The only person moved was just to go fetch the ball, but not to even try to get around. That shot was full of power, and the placement was perfect. Good knock there by Kenar Lewis. And he's going with this, and it's gone. 6 more runs to Kenar Lewis and put him closer to 50, 47 off 24. Big hit there by Kenar Lewis, hitting Ricardo Powell over the boundary. 6 runs. Well executed shot there by Kenar Lewis. He's wasting no time here. It's like game over. So good batting here by Kenar Lewis. Bilar, welcome to the box.
All right, thank you again. And seemed like we're getting closer to the end of the tournament.
Yes, you know, these two players, they're playing positive. They're getting the singles. They're turning over the strike. Both of them going great guns. Kenar Lewis, 47 from 25. Shandapal Hemraj, 35 from 22. You could not have asked for a better opening stand between these two batsmen.
And that too in a grand finale, you know, the pressure of a final, but seem like they're unaware of that this is a final game. They just came about their game plan. They took the game away from Atlanta Fire from the get-go in the first 5 overs. They scored their 50, the team 50 that is. And now you can see Kennard Lewis at 49, needs one more to score his 50 in the final. And what else you can ask from a great player like him?
Definitely. Kennard Lewis had shown his class here tonight, behind the wicket and at the wicket. In terms of his batting, it is great batting here. Great batting being showcased by him. He has not been afraid to play his shot, and you've seen in innings after innings the way he go out there and approach it. He is really a great batsman and one to watch.
Ridwan Palash is in to replace the bowling. And Ridwan Palash, let's see what he has to bring. The first ball was a dot ball. And Chanderpaul will be facing Ridwan again.
And this one is played out into the offside, and they'll go through for an easy single. So they're just turning over the strike if they're not able to get the boundaries.
Yeah, they're waiting for the bad ball. They're putting away the bad ball. That's how you want to plan your innings, especially when there's no pressure for required run rate at this moment is 2.5. So 2.5 is the required run rate, and current run rate for the Cavaliers at 10.4. You can see the difference, and that tells you the story.
Yes, it's great approach here by the Somerset Cavalier. From ball one, they actually had it all calculated, and that's the beauty about this team. It seems like they actually have a game plan for each and every game. For every opponent that they go in, they have a plan, and they've been executing it perfectly.
Yeah, Kennard Lewis wanting to launch this over to the mid-wicket area to score his 50. Missed it, and he just want to be careful. And now needs one more for his 50. Ridwan Palash, and this time around he's able to pull it through towards deep mid-wicket, and that brings well-deserved 50 for Kennard Lewis.
Yes, well-deserved 50 for Kennard Lewis. Well played to him, I know his team members will be happy with his performance here today. He's really a force to reckon with this Somerset Cavaliers. To have him in your lineup at the top of the innings, what an inning it is from Kennard Lewis. Good 50.
So Hemraj Chanderpaul trying to bring a reverse sweep, and it goes all the way close to the boundary. I believe it's 4 runs, just shy of the boundary. What a shot. So it was a great shot. Reverse sweep. Bowler never expected that, but it went all the way closer to the boundary.
Yes, with your team doing this well, you're able to invent or create any possible stroke. And the way these two batsmen are going, they're seeing the ball very big, and they're able to put it basically anywhere they want to put it at this stage, So great shot there by Chanderpaul Hemraj. He turned and he hit the ball, 4 runs. Good batting from the two.
Yeah, so good thing about Cavaliers that they still have a few more stars in the hat. And this time around, Hemraj Chanderpaul launches him over deep long on. Some massive 6. Hits the side screen. A big 6 off the bat of Hemraj Chanderpaul.
Billard, I believe that Chanderpaul Hemraj, he's looking at it that he can get his 52, and he goes up to 46 of 26 balls. So he could actually end up with a half century, because they still need a few runs, and he only needs 4 to his tally to make him 50.
Partnership on 98. How many times you see that in a 15-over game? You see both openers putting up a partnership of 98, and it will always be 100 before you know it. It's a great show.
Yes, good batting by the two, and I would love to see Chanderpaul Hemraj get a 50 here today. It would be well deserved. Good batting by him. Also with the ball when he was bowling. Wonderful player. And positive cricket being displayed here.
Let's see, Kennard Lewis, what type of plan he's got. He wants to finish up the game, or
Yes.
he wants to give an opportunity to Chanderpaul for him to score his 52. So we see that was a loosener, but still he tapped it for a single only.
What a good relationship between these players out there. They have a very good understanding of each other. As I tell you, they know what is required of them. They're calculating their score, and they know that Hemraj Chanderpaul is able to get a 50. And you see Kennard Lewis, he got a loosener, but he just dabbed it and take a single so as to give his batting partner a chance to go at his 50. So good batting by the two, good understanding.
Yep, so Shazan Babwa this time around, adjusting his length, that is, and we got Hemraj Chanderpaul. He will have to wait. Yes, he will get his opportunity. He's waiting for the loose ball so he can hit either winning runs or hit a boundary to get to his 50. Shazan Babwa, he's trying to intimidate. He's trying to tease him, and now Hemraj Chanderpaul cannot wait to hit the winning runs. And Shazan Babwa, some lighter moment there, and this time around he hits it towards deep mid-wicket area and then gets a single. That brings up 100 for Cavaliers. So, Ian, what do you think? It was a quick, fiery century partnership.
That is good batting being displayed by these two here. You know, as I said, they really have an understanding of each other, and they're doing exactly what a captain would require from the opening pair. You know, they took it to the bowlers. They actually take away the game from the Atlanta Fire pretty early on. You see the shots that they were playing. They were executing well. They were getting the boundaries. And Kennard Lewis just barely tripped this. Just want to give him the single again so that he could actually complete and get a 50. So he is on 47, just need a boundary, and he would be 50 runs. That is well deserved.
So we're getting closer. A few more moments before we conclude this wonderful tournament. Everybody enjoyed it. Our audience, spectators around the world. And there's a white ball. And I believe this may well end the game now, because there were 3 required. It was a white ball, and Kenny refuses the second run. So there's one more needed now. One run needed. Score.
Let's see the game that Kennard Lewis is going to play here. You know, I think he still want to give his partner a chance to have the 50, because they could have finished the game just about now, but they refuse to take that single. So I think he's just going to stop these 2 balls and allow him to get the 50. But then it's up to the bowler. Remember the other game.
Yep, just like Shazan Babwa, just bowled a white ball, just the last one. So he has to bowl that again.
There it is.
So, Kennard Lewis not giving him anything. He just wants Chanderpaul to score his 50. 3 runs needed for Chanderpaul, while 1 more needed to seal the deal for Cavaliers.
We're loving the game, and he's into bowl, and he's going to stop it. Definitely. We knew that was coming. So, what a good batting from the 2 here. Chanderpaul, he's going to go over to Kennard, and he's going to thank him for allowing him again another chance to make the 50. So, if Chanderpaul Hemraj don't make this 50, we have nothing to say about the batting of Kennard Lewis.
Yeah, I agree. So it's been a wonderful show so far. You know, century partnership and a grand finale, and that too in tough conditions. You know, everybody knows what Atlanta Fire can bring in, but they did not fire up in bowling and fielding, and that really cost them big time. So there was a loosener, and it was a winning shot like you want. It went all the way for 6 runs. He scores the winning runs. He hits the 6. He also sealed the deal for Cavaliers. They win the championship. Well-deserved victory. And like we were talking about to Lenny, that this was 3rd final in a row, 3 years in a row. hat-trick of finals, and now they win 2 out of 3.
There goes the championship. Well played. Well played by the Cavaliers. Well played by these two batsmen. And I really love the sportsmanship. The sportsmanship of Kennard Lewis allowing his partner to also get his 50. So both of them end this game 152 to Kennard Lewis and Chandapal 53. He finishes the game and great win here by the Somerset Cavaliers. What a day we have here.
Yes, absolutely great talent all around. We had 28 teams to start with, and look at the scorecard. Not much to say. Kennard Lewis 52 of 32, and then at the end Henry Chandrapal 53 of 29. Both of them backed each other, and in the bowling, Dyer none for 14, and the pick of the bowler that we will see is Ricardo Powell, none for 16 in 2 overs, but nothing else to mention here. Shazan Babwa also none for 15 in 3 overs. This game ended, and you can see on the screen now Sohaib Maqsood. He didn't get a chance to bat. He's one of the PSL players, part of the PSL, and he also joined this tournament and displayed some good batting yesterday as well. But that tells you what type of talent was sitting in the hut for Cavaliers, and they were able to accomplish this big time.
So we're now at the end of the US Open. What a weekend it has been. What a weekend of cricket. And we just want to say to our viewers out there, we thank you guys so much who have been watching on MAQ TV Live, or Facebook fans who have been watching and sharing. We couldn't be more happier to have brought to you this type of cricket and a wonderful cricket, and we're just so happy that we're able to entertain you, because definitely right here in the commentary box we were entertained by some great cricket on the field, and even off the field some great cricket was displayed, and we just got to give it up to the Somerset Cavaliers. The 11th US Open champions is the Somerset Cavaliers. Great win by the team.
Well deserved. They outclassed their opponents in each and every single department. So kudos, congratulations to Somerset Cavaliers. Congratulations to the tournament committee for such a great tournament. They had to make adjustments throughout the 4 days because of the weather forecast. It wasn't easy. They had to change the schedule. They had to notify teams. And then the ground staff. So we have to thank them big time. It was back and forth for them for the past 2 days. They had to bring the covers back on, dry everything up, get it ready for teams. Kudos to them. They have done a wonderful job here. And I believe all along it was teamwork. And it was great moments. We have seen great performances by youngsters. The U.S. Open.
Coming up now.
Right. So we have the next game in now. That is the semifinal for the youth under 17 tournament between the Kumar Rampal Cricket Academy, which is under 17, versus Ontario Greens under 17. So that's the next game that we will be broadcasting in a few minutes. We're getting ready. But back to this now, Ian. Wonderful job by the ground staff.
Yes, it was an all-round and a complete game of cricket that was supported from all angles, from the ground staff, from the media, from the organizer, the management team, the players, the supporters. I just want to say it was just an amazing tournament that was run properly, perfectly well run, and now, we just going to turn you guys over to even the youth cricket, because now we're going to bring into the stadium the youth cricket, and we're going to have the semifinals and the finals right here. So if you want to still tune in, we have the youth cricket coming up. Thank you all for watching this live on MAQ TV, and also for our social media fans. We thank you for watching and sharing, and it's just cricket, lovely cricket. Thank you.
Yes, so we'll take a break and come right back once the game starts for the under 17 semifinal.